First, hey, first, get up.
What? Give me 5 more minutes.
You need to record your video for today.
Oh, fuck. How many trees are in Ronograd? I know, it's a question you're all dying for an answer to, and one I, as the UNIDV's finest, aim to solve. Now, before we continue, go ahead and tell me how many trees do you think are in Ronograd? Don't cheat, comment if you want to, or don't. I'm not here to engagement farm. Wait, what's that? You're saying I'm blatantly stealing Any Austin's video idea of how many trees are in Skyrim? And I'm just not smart enough to make one about the waterways in Ronograd? Aw, dang it. So, what is a tree? Well, according to Webster's dictionary, a tree is a wooden perennial plant having a single, usually elongated main stem, generally with few or no branches on its lower part. This is the logic we're going to be applying to every single tree in Ronograd. Now, I'm not sure if there's exactly a more efficient way of doing this with the RGE tools we have, but joke's on you, I don't have good foresight, so we're gonna count every single tree by hand. Okay, before this idiot behind me gets counting trees, you might be aware of the fact that Ronograd Island is heavily based on the Alaskan island of Adak Island, part of the Aleutian Islands right here. Now, if you're thinking, hey, first, that looks pretty cold. I don't think there would be that many trees on that island. You would be right, because the actual Adak National Forest is a grand total of 33 trees planted by depressed World War II soldiers. So sit back, relax, and let me tell you some history about Adak Island. It was World War II, and this guy, General Simon Bolivar Buckner Jr., was in command of the Alaska Defense Command and led American-Canadian troops through the Aleutian Island Campaign before dying on the operating table at the end of the Battle of Okinawa after shrapnel pierced his chest, making him the highest-ranking officer to die by enemy fire in World War II. Maybe you shouldn't have been a massive racist piece of shit who permanently ruined the lives of over 1,000 Aleutian people by destroying their homes, kicking them off their land, and objecting to the deployment of African American soldiers because you thought that they would race mix with the natives. And I know you smelled like shit. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Since the campaign on the Aleutian Islands was so miserable for US forces, Buckner had the brilliant idea of planting Christmas trees in the Alaskan winter to raise the morale of his troops. The tree planting program lasted from 1943 to 1945, and despite the soldiers' best efforts, most of the pines ended up dying because it's a freezing rock. He planted them on a freezing rock. Only one tree ended up surviving for some time. Later down the line, seemingly a while after US troops pulled out of Adak Island, the trees started to make a comeback, totally not because global warming is causing things to grow in places that have been unsuitable for 10,000 years. The trees were stunted and dwarfed. And it was in the 60s that a sign was constructed, humorously reading, "You are now entering and leaving Adak National Forest." Now, the Aleutian people who had in large been let back into Adak after roughly 10% of their people died due to hazardous conditions thrusted upon them by the US government, decorate these dwarf trees every year for the Christmas season, so at least something nice came out of it. Now, I'm gonna let this guy behind me get back to counting trees. Alright, buckle up, Buttercup. This is the plan. So, my idea was to count each individual tree in Ronograd by dividing up Ronograd into quadrants. For example, the fob is the first quadrant so that I don't completely lose my mind. So, without wasting any more time, let's get to counting trees. So this video, it took days of recording. It's been several, just counting trees on end for a few hours a day. And I was actually surprised by how many trees were in Ronograd, and I ended up learning quite a vast amount of stuff that I did not expect to learn by going down the rabbit hole that is the history of Adak National Forest. Learned a lot of valuable history from it, and I would love to make more videos like this for BRM5, but they just take way too much effort, and I am a brand new creator. I mean, my first video was uploaded just not long ago with that first equipment guide, and I had never touched editing software in my life, and honestly guys, it would just mean a lot to me to see your support and stuff for these kinds of things, and I'm hoping that these do well enough that I can continue to do them, because I don't want to just devolve into tutorial slop for BRM5. I at least want to bring you guys something of substance. I'm not going to show you guys all of the footage of me counting trees in Ronograd. This was just sort of a way for me to pour my heart out about this sort of thing, and let you guys know that I really do love doing this, so I'm going to go to the next part now. How many trees are in Ronograd? Well, after counting for days and dividing Ronograd into quadrants based on the POIs, I can say confidently that there are roughly 12,687 trees in Ronograd, plus minus for any times I miscounted. And so guys, that's gonna be all from me. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, and if you would like to see any more future content from me, let me know your ideas down in the comments, please. And until next time, I'm First One Ever. Peace.